with the educated opinion on topics of all varieties. This your boy Bubba, and you already know what I'm about to say, right? You are listening to Bubba's Banter. Y'all, what's good, y'all? It's your motherfucking boy. I ain't gotta say no names, right? But I am anyways. It's your boy Bubba, and you are watching and also listening to Bubba's Banter. I hope you guys are living well and feeling well. Welcome back to episode whatever number it is. First off, I want to say shout out to everybody that has recently watched my last episode, where I'm talking about 15 going on 30. That was a really good podcast. Like, I got a really good response from that from a lot of people. I really do feel like I'm living my teenage years in my adulthood, and it's crazy that so many other gay men feel the same exact way. Like, I literally had so many conversations about this recent podcast, and I was just so amazed. I got a lot of people talking to me in the DMs. I had a conversation out in public at the bar about it. I was just excited that I got a very, very, very good response. Not saying I don't get good responses in general from podcasts, but this one was really special because it was very personal to me. So I was just really happy and excited that you guys really enjoyed it, because I was talking my shit on there, and I was really serious about, Corey. I was going. Anyways, I don't even know if this is gonna be a good podcast because it seems a little too personal for what I'm gonna talk about tonight, but somebody got to do it, right? Somebody got to do it. I'm gonna do it all the time. But before we start the show, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, baby. Go and hit that subscribe button somewhere on near the screen. I don't know where, but we're gonna place it somewhere. Anyways, hit that subscribe button. Also give me a thumbs up, please. You already know why I like getting thumbs up. It's free, y'all. Might as well just do it. Also give me a little share, and follow me on my social medias, which is The Real Doc Dre, Bubba's Banter Podcast, and Bubba's Banter Facebook. I finally got to do that right, because usually I always, for some reason, I've been skipping giving my promo about where to follow me at for some odd ass reason. I swear I need to go ahead and just write a script or something. But anyways, I know also y'all like to hear this sexy ass voice, because I like to talk real seductive to y'all, and Anyways, Bubba's Banter Podcast is also an audio version, and if you want to just listen to me while you're on the go, driving somewhere at work or whatever it is, go ahead and just click the link down there in the description, and you'll see exactly where I'm streaming at. I am streaming at multiple platforms like iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, all those good places, good pods. But if you're using Spotify, please do, because this podcast is hosted by Spotify for creators, okay? So go ahead and listen to me on there, please, and thank you. All right, y'all. So I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it out loud. I don't know if I could date bisexual men. I don't know if I could date bisexual men, bro. Okay, wait. Let me say that the right way. Maybe I should say openly bisexual men I can date, but there's something about bisexuality. Like, the reason why I want to talk about this is because me and my friend had a conversation. He was going through some shit with the guy that he's talking to right now, and they're bisexual, but not publicly bisexual. And not necessarily DL, just everyone doesn't know. And granted, everyone doesn't need to know your sexuality. I do agree with that. Everyone, you don't have to wear a label on your face out in public that you're gay or bisexual. Because look at me, I got the rainbow on my head. I didn't even notice I put this motherfucking hat on. I just put a hat on, sat down to talk, because I got to get my hair cut. I got a bad hair day going on right now, so I was like, let me put a hat on. So I put this hat on, didn't even realize it was my rainbow hat. I always wear this hat during Pride. But anyways, yeah, you don't have to have a label on your head saying that you're gay or bi, lesbian, trans, or whatever it is. I don't think anyone should have to do that. But I feel like when you are dealing with somebody, I do believe those labels do somewhat matter. And I feel in my experiences, because I've had multiple experiences that I want to talk about today, and just I want to talk about from my experiences, not just an experience, but from my experiences, that there is, I know I exaggerated that word, experiences. Like that was kind of bad, but yeah. I just want to talk about shit from my experience, like, that some bisexual men are fucking problematic, bro. They really fucking are. Like, I don't care. Like, maybe this is gonna piss some people off. But what I do want to say is that I do believe that bisexual men exist. This is not going to be one of those episodes where I'm like shitting on bisexual men. It might just be talking about the individuals, but I'm not. I know that bisexual men exist. Maybe I just really, really like publicly bisexual men, like men who know that they're bisexual and don't have a problem with saying I'm a bisexual man. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, so that's more so what I probably should title this, but hey, what it is, I'm a little problematic, so I don't give a fuck. But anyway, here we go. I feel like a lot of bisexual men, especially the ones that I've dated, they tend to, let me rephrase that. Dating bisexual men who tend to be not as open about their sexuality, I feel like a lot of them live in like a heteronormative space. They operate in that. And I really want to touch and talk about how, how men who are not publicly, or open about their sexuality tend to live in a heteronormative space, and they live on heteronormative and social, expectations of how you are supposed to present yourself as a man. It's scary. It's very fucking scary, actually. And even myself, when I came out first, I came out as a bisexual man. Like, it's crazy that I came out as a bisexual man, and I knew I was gay, but I had to get to that place of being like, oh nah, you like boys, bro. Like, you're not bisexual. Like, this is just fun for right now, but you like boys, like, and it's okay. I feel like sometimes though, like, I was just thinking about this shit before I started the show. It was like a lot of fucking, bisexual men like are drawn to me. And I know this is gonna sound cliche, but I think it's because I appear more masculine. But I think that's more so what it is. Is like these people see me as this masculine man, and they're like, oh, not only because they are attracted to masculine men, but I think it's more so of like safety. Like, because I feel like a lot of bisexual men, especially those who are not open bisexually, is that I think that they see heteronormativity as safety, right? It's a safe space for them, and they see they see my masculinity as, heteronormativity or heteronormative. And so they're like, oh my God, I'm drawn to this guy because that's, normal to me. And so, you have to understand that for some bisexual men, and maybe this is just my opinion, but for some bisexual men, heteronormativity is safety. It really is. Like, we have to understand that. Like, it feels like, safety to them. So they go for men who are like that. And at the end of the day, it's like, what can you do? Because, I mean, yeah, you can look at it from the perspective of the inconsistency, the secrets, the lies, the hiding. It's fear, it's a lot of fear, but it's because they don't know how to just be themselves. Like, you don't have to be flamboyant to be gay or to be bisexual or whatever the case may be. You could just be yourself and be a gay man who likes men. I love a bisexual man who says, oh, I like having sex with men, but I don't necessarily see myself being in a relationship with a man. But I always say, you still gotta dive deep into that. But I can deal with the man who says that to me, like, versus a man who will play me along and be like, oh, I really want to be in a relationship with you, but like actually is scared of what society is gonna say, about us if we're in a relationship together. You know what I mean? So yeah. But again, it's the fear, and it's not always just about the lies and the deception and all the shit and the hiding. It's about survival, because in their heads, a lot of the times, if I'm openly bisexual, I could lose my job. You know, if they got kids, my kids are going to look at me different. You know, their parents, their families may look at them differently. You know, people just may not accept them. Their work life, it may change depending on their profession. There's a lot of things that goes along with it. So that survival mode kicks in, and it's like, oh, I actually do like you, but I can't give you all of me yet because I feel like all these things, my life is going to change if I actually be an openly bisexual person. Like there's a lot of shit on the line, and I understand that because even for me as a gay man, when I first was coming out as bisexual, I had those same feelings. Like, oh, I cannot present myself this way because if I do, people are going to look at me and be like, oh, like you're not a man, you know, like that was one of the biggest ones. It's like, oh, you're not a fucking man if you do these things, if you have sex with a man. Even like I can't even say this as a gay man. I remember sucking dick for the first time and being like, oh my God, I must be feminine or I must be a woman because I suck the dick. You know, I must be the woman now because I like sucking. Like it was just really weird how like heteronormativity like plays on your fucking mind as a gay person or bisexual person or whatever. Like it plays this trick on you that if you do certain things, you're not a man anymore. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And just to think about it too, even dating, like dating bisexual men. Like I'm gonna tell you about this story right quick. I was seeing this guy, and when we met, I felt like he was the one. He was everything that I wanted. He was the person that I knew was for me. Like, and to this day, I still feel like we're supposed to be together. Like, I feel like he is supposed to be my partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that way. And I know, Cecil, if you see this, yes, I know. I'm beating a dead horse friend. Because I know if Cecil, I know if you see this friend, my friend Cecil, he know what I'm talking about. But nah, like I really did feel like he was the guy. He was the one, you know what I'm saying? And it felt crazy because we did all these things together and he like act like he wanted to be with me and oh he liked me so much and you know he would make out with me in public and he would do these things and I feel like it was because there were certain spaces that we were in. It was like nobody knows him, so of course he's gonna do what he's gonna do, you know what I'm saying? But like I feel like the pressure was on when I wanted to come into his space, when I wanted to come into his environments. And like, cause like, I feel like he knew like, if I came into his environments, like he couldn't hold his, you know, his image any longer. Like, and I feel like at some point he denied our connection. He denied what we had. And I sat and thought about it after even when it was all over. And I was like, what was it about me? Why, what did I do to make him want me that bad? Why did he need to be with me to explore the things that he needed to explore? You know, was I not safe enough for him to actually just like be himself? Like, should I, you know, I got to a point where I was like, damn, maybe I need to start being more low key as a gay person. You know, like as a gay man, I should start being like more low key to like, you know, could have had him in my life if I wanted to have him in my life if I was more low key. Like I started like really like trying to like, you know, dumb myself down. And then I realized it wasn't about me. It was really about him and his guilt and his shame, you know, and his fears. You know, he had a lot more on the line than I had because see, I'm already out of the closet. I've been out of the closet for a while now, and everybody know who I am as a gay person. And you know, for him, he has a lot of things on the line, even though he is bisexual, right? So it was about his performance. It was about him maintaining that performance of heteronormativity, and he needed that, and that's his normalcy. You know, and it's not my normalcy; it's his normalcy, and so I had to really take that into consideration, and not really get so tripped up on it because he's hiding pieces of himself. I don't have to hide who I am. He's the one. You know, he can't open up his heart to me. He's the one that has all these things in his heart and desires, and he can't be himself because, you know, he's fighting that, and that's not my problem. As much as I, you care about him and things like that, I had to be like, get over it, because at the end of the day, that's his shit, not yours. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just about like the men I've dated or about myself right now. It's just about how how we're raised as men. I really want to talk about that too. It's like society does not give men the space to be curious. From the little time that we were little boys, like we were taught that masculinity is certain. Like that's it. That's it. Nothing else. And from that time, you were supposed to always know who you are, what you are supposed to do. Any type of softness or any type of thing that deemed outside of hard shit was deemed as weakness. And that's why a lot of men are the way they are. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to sexuality, that shit runs motherfucking deep. That runs deep into the condition of sexuality, because, men never been given the freedom to actually ask themselves, what do I actually like? What am I attracted to? Am I attracted to that? Do I like that? Because anytime they ask that question to themselves, it feels dangerous. Like there is an internal battle with men day in and day out. And I'm talking about gay men, straight men. Like there is a battle, internal battle that a lot of us deal with. And it's due to how we are raised as men. We're raised. And that's why so many bisexual men and, questioning men, they get so trapped in that. Like, and honestly, I feel like most of them don't necessarily mean to hurt anybody. They're just trying to survive in that box of masculinity that has been put on us since we were kids. You know what I'm saying? So the problem is like when you're trying to bring somebody into that box, you're going to end up hurting them too, because y'all both can't fit in it. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you, I had to really think about this, because especially for black gay men, and especially black men in general, black men cannot like explore anything and just be themselves. I remember somebody was teasing one of my friends for being a gardener, because he likes to be in the garden, and it was like, oh, that's soft shit, or that's women shit. Like, I remember sometimes like listening to certain songs, like we couldn't listen to it because we're boys. Like it was like really weird. I think men need to like stop that shit. Like it's just, curiosity isn't weakness. It's human. Like you can be curious. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gay either. Like I just think that the way we are raised as men is the reason why so many men act the way they act and are problematic as that can be. What I really want to talk about too is just like, I feel like my experiences with bisexual men has been really hard. And I'm talking about the ones who are private, are still struggling with their sexuality. Like, I'm not talking about the openly bisexual men, because I don't really want to make this episode about, bisexual men. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm bashing bisexual men. That's what I mean to say. Because we all have our problems, gay, straight, trans, lesbian, or whatever, queer. We all got our little vices, right? So I just can't put one problematic thing all on a group of people. But due to my experiences, I've cultivated this feeling for men who call themselves bisexual, because I feel like I've dealt with some shit, whether it's just hooking up with them or like, falling in love with one of them. Like, I've dealt with some shit, bro. And I feel like what the fuck? And sometimes I do feel like they use this shit as, the lesser two evils. Like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, there's either like how some people say you either straight or gay, and someone's like, no, I'm bi. Because I know for a fact, again, I knew I did not like girls. Like, and I feel like it was the easier thing to say. And it was more, being bisexual was more considerate to heteronormative. Like, people could deal with it. But like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when you think about being gay, I think a lot of people think gay people are just like this outrageously gay, flamboyant, dancing with the devil as like people. Like, I feel like that's how gay people, when people hear gay, they think of that. It's just like when people think of trans, sometimes they think of like, a blue-haired, person with a septum ring, like That's how I think some people think that about trans folks, like it's or non-binary folks. Like I think, like when people hear these labels, they think like there's like I feel like every label has like a mascot almost. You know what I'm saying? I really do feel like that. And bisexuality or bisexual men tend to look like, this masculine men who wears flannels and Wranglers with cowboy boots for some men. I feel like that's kind of how I feel. Like I think that's what people think about bisexual men, or like some gangster dude who like gangstalicious who, likes to get fucked, but on the outside, so he gangster as hell. Like he looked like a gangster in a G Unit tank top. Like, no, I'm playing. But no, I think that's what happens a lot of the times too, though, when it comes to that. But like I said, I don't know. I really don't know how to really feel about this, but that I know that's where my feelings are. Is like I've been fucked up by some of these people. Like I've started to question myself. I started questioning how I present, how I show up in the world as a gay black man, dealing with some of these people, and it really did fuck me up. I just have to say that it really did fuck me up. So, yeah. But I've learned a lot, and I think what I've learned is to learn to have empathy for people, because I understand how heteronormativity or heteronormative behaviors can trap you into thinking that, or causing fear, and the societal expectations can trap you into believing that you can't be a certain way, and if you are a certain way, you're not a man, and you have to be this way because you chose this. Like it's very fucking confusing, and I understand that, and I also learned boundaries. Like fear doesn't give you the right to make someone else small, and that was something that I had to check with myself. Was like, this person is trying to make me feel bad about how I am and how I show up in the world because they are scared to be themselves. Fuck you, pay me, like, like for real, like, nah. You don't get to tell me that I can't be myself because you don't know how to be yourself. Like I had to deal with that shit, and being honest, like, be honest with both yourself and the people that care about you. I feel like, like that's the only way you create real fucking connection. So, yeah. But I just wanted to talk about this and banter on it because I feel like there's a lot of people out in the world that can relate to me, and maybe one day I'll have a bisexual man to come on here and we can banter. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what I'll do. But anyways, we are at the ending of the show, y'all. I have to go. It's time for me to get in bed and get ready for work. I will say that I might end up changing my schedule on here because my work schedule is changing. Sorry, y'all. We'll see. I just know that I am about to get really, really busy, so I might take a season break, just to let everyone who's watching and listening know that I might take a season break very, very soon. I try to keep going because now that I'm on YouTube is a different beast, and so I gotta keep it going so I don't lose momentum and lose followers and subscribers. So just bear with your boy. I know I got a lot of shit going on right now. Government shutdown, all types of shit like that. So yeah, I'm trying to just hold it all together. All right. So again, I want to say thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and watched my show thus far. I really do appreciate you guys. Go ahead and, hit that subscribe button, please. Make sure you do that. Also, give me a like or a thumbs up or whatever you want to call it. Follow me on my social medias, which is The Real Doc Dre, Bubba's Banter Podcast. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.